Hi, welcome to the Secret Hideout Show. I'm your host, Justin Anderson, and we're going to go inside the Secret Hideout Show in just a moment. But first, we're going to have a listen to a song from our guest today, Aaron Ricker.
Well, I got a medicated mouth and a pocket full of sin. A hot shape box, but nothing to put in. Sweet toothy candy rub my liver, smoke my brain. You know my weakness is always been the same. I do what I do, what I do. Do what I do, what I do. Do what I do, what I do. But I love, baby, I love you. When I do what I do might not be enough for you. I turn my pockets inside out, paid the piper with my last chance, running down the same old minor chord. Turns out these blues were all I could afford. Well, I'm standing on the pavement outside your establishment. Listen to the cookie cutter, got the gas spoon on the pavement. Goddamn, your burning bushes smoke, it's in my eyes. Wasn't the wisdom of your prophet enough to realize? Buying 10-cent truth with $2 worth of lies. Said, who do you turn to? Where do you run? Who do you turn to? Where do you run? Who do you turn to? Where do you run? There's only vanity beneath the sun. Who do you turn to? Where do you run? Your head is heavy, your heart feels numb. Who do you turn to? Where do you run? The bottle is empty, you can't get none. Who do you turn to? Where do you run? Turn my pockets inside out, paid the piper with my last dance, running down the same old minor chords. Turns out these blues were all I could afford.
So that was an original tune by Aaron Ricker, and I have with me in studio Mr. Aaron Ricker.
What's up, Jason?
Not much, man. How are you?
All right. Dragging a little bit on the Sunday, but
Are
feeling
you?
pretty good.
Well, happy holidays. We're recording this just before Christmas. I hope you have all your Christmas shopping done.
Oh, you know it. I'm hanging out with Santa for
If you're
years.
anything like me, you're getting your Christmas shopping done the 26th of December.
That's actually my plan, is to do it right after this interview. So.
Exactly. So, not a lot of people are familiar with your music on the scene, your original stuff. You play a lot of shows. People know who you are, but you do a lot of cover tunes on your shows. Do you have like an expectation of doing more originals soon, or?
Yeah. You know, I got into music to play things that I had written, and learning other songs was kind of just tangential at first, and when I started trying to make a living at music, I focused more on covers. But yeah, I do write, and that is kind of the next step for me, is to record. So it's in the works.
Awesome. Well, I know I'm looking forward to that.
Thanks,
And in any way I can help facilitate that, I'm absolutely interested in helping you do that, because
I'll put you to work.
I expect you will. I think I owe you some work, don't I?
I don't know about that. But I'd love your help, so yeah.
Well, full disclosure, Aaron and I have been friends for a couple of years, and actually the last season of the Secret Hideout show took place in a building that Aaron helped me build out. So he's actually been a part of the Secret Hideout show from behind the scenes from way back.
Yeah.
And so we want to take an opportunity to thank you and show our appreciation for that. So
My pleasure, man. It's a good thing, and I like what you do and the way you kind of build community, and I like your vision. So it's my pleasure to help.
well, that's definitely the goal. We're trying to make a bigger community, not just within the musicians that are there, but kind of expand to, there are people that are that are surrounding our community that are helping support it. You know, the people that go out and see shows, the people that host shows, people that have little venues in their restaurants and things like that. They're all a part of what makes this little micro economy thrive. So I appreciate it here at Phoenix. I've noticed a lot of people that go out to see live music. There's actually what I'm trying to do is raise the demand a little bit and get people out there to go see live music again, because it's a really great experience. My mentor taught me that what makes live music such an experience is that it's such a small moment in time that will never happen again. Yeah. And if you can nail it, everybody knows it.
Yep. Yeah, there's something about live performance of any kind. You know, most of us have watched a ton of movies, but probably not seen a lot of plays.
Right.
You know, and I'm not necessarily advocating for plays, but if you've ever been to one, you see that acting's an art.
Yeah.
You feel, like you said, that moment, and that can happen with dance or any performing arts are like that. And that's the drug that I'm addicted to. So
yeah,
that's why I do it.
The thrill of getting it right, or is there like a huge defeat, like a letdown if you miss it, or
the thrill of the moment? And luckily, on a 3-hour gig, you'll get that feeling somewhere, maybe prolonged, maybe just for a minute. But yeah, I've done it enough lately to feel like I don't really ever have a bad gig all the way, a bad show throughout. I'm
nice.
Pretty hard on myself when there's times when things aren't what I would perfect, or they're not that magical moment. But I know that if you relax, it's gonna come.
Yeah, you kind of make room for it to happen too.
Yeah.
You don't kind of clam up and
get out
dread.
of the way. Yeah. You get your mind out of the way and just be there.
So what would you say are some things that say you're going to a gig? What are some things that are like real pros for you and real cons for you?
Of playing a gig?
Playing a gig, being at a gig, interacting with guests at a gig. If you were to tell somebody, come to my show, but don't do this. But come to my show.
Don't clap
and
on 1 and
this.
3. Do throw panties. Yeah, everything that you were just saying about you're not just trying to help musicians per se. The community is the audience and the musicians.
Right.
So yeah, I notice a huge difference when people are engaged with me or friends of mine show up. That feeling of community is there, and I find that I relax into it, and so does the whole crowd. You know, if I'm playing a place I've never been before, and you and Crystal show up, I somehow like take a deeper breath and relax, and then something about that sort of makes everyone more comfortable. I feel like I would just tell people, if someone was thinking about coming, I'd say come.
Yeah,
it is an experience. It is in the moment. And the audience, it's the same thing that I want when I go to a show. Is I want to feel that. I want to be there and have that moment with that artist. So hopefully we can achieve that.
Yeah. I think I would say there's actually really few things that I've even heard of artists and people complaining about that or stuff like that could do that would cause a complaint or an irritation. What are some things that you hear that you are tired of hearing? People are talking to you. You should be on The Voice.
I've heard. Yeah, that, and people get upset if you don't know or won't play the specific song that they like, as if you're a human jukebox.
Right. Right.
I definitely aim to please, and if I know if you request something that I can play, I'll do it. But sometimes I just want to tell the audience to relax, and I do quite a variety of music. So if the first one's not your cup of tea, I bet there's going to be some in there that you like, that you really like.
Kind of go on the ride with me.
Yeah.
Don't jerk away the controls.
Yeah, I feel like there is not a culture of music here as much as there is in some other places.
Mm-hmm.
So audiences don't know what to do, how to clapping, tipping, requesting songs that they can sort of be accidentally rude.
Yeah.
Maybe just because it is something, I guess, that you learn or you grow up with. And I don't expect everyone to know that, and I don't get offended easily or anything, but it's nice when you play a venue where there is that culture of music. You know? And it's not that I need to be, worshipped or respected or adored or anything like that, but if you give me a little space, I'm providing a space for you to walk into, I guess. So, if you give me a chance. So, yeah. A lot of times people look very threatened when I show up to a restaurant with a guitar.
like you're invading?
Yes, they have
the caravan of music.
They have like a terrified look on their face when this guy comes in with a speaker and a guitar. So yeah, sometimes it's an uphill battle, but usually you win people over.
Music, like any art form, can easily be taken for granted. Mozart was the first independent artist to ever be paid for a commissioned musical composition. That would have been sometime around 1785. Since that first transaction, music has been a form of artistry that rewards composers and writers for their talent. Today's young bands hold lofty ambitions of making a career out of music, but with an unlimited amount of free entertainment options, live show and concert attendance is flat, and there is an irreversible decline in the desire to buy music to own. Younger generations still want to listen to music, but have been conditioned to believe it should be free, forcing the question we're all thinking but are too scared to ask. What would happen if artists couldn't afford to create new music anymore? What would happen if the music just stopped? I'm Damon Ovens, founder and CEO of Arena Music. Arena Music is the most innovatively disruptive business model the music industry has seen since Napster. It stands alone from other platforms that solely rely on subscription revenue by leveraging free music streaming to attract the listeners we convert to merchandise customers. Arena was formed by working backwards into the solution. We started by saying we want to pay artists a full penny per stream. Then we set about the task of figuring out just how that could be done. When you hear about an artist streaming 10 million tracks on Spotify, or that an album has been in the top 10 at Pandora for 2 weeks, it sounds like a really big deal, but you have to understand how paid subscription services work. From every monthly $10 subscription payment, the platform keeps $4 for overhead, leaving just $6 to be divided between all the tracks streamed by that user in a 30-day period. It's a little-known secret that the most commonly used streaming services are either financed by the major labels or in some way partnered with them. So all this really means is that the deck is beyond stacked against independent artists. It's easy to guess which tracks and titles will get the lion's share of that remaining $6. As a result, artists are struggling to manage the decision between growing their fan base by streaming their music or monetizing their content through some other means while limiting when and how their music is streamed. This is why we say music subscription services or where musicians go to die. This is clearly evident in the fact that not one single subscription platform in existence today, whether publicly traded or financed through multiple rounds of venture capital, has ever turned a profit. Subscription revenue alone simply cannot advance music creation. Arena Music is an on-demand merchandising storefront that leverages a free streaming service to help artists monetize their content in an industry where consumers no longer buy music to own. Arena Music is the first merchandising platform built on the concept of fair pay for artists and free play for listeners. By leveraging music as a loss leader, Arena is helping artists and labels redirect consumer attention to exclusive merchandise offerings. What makes Arena unique from all existing streaming platforms is its ability to monetize an ecosystem with outside industry revenues. Arena's merchandising service also manages the bulk merchandising needs for touring bands, as well as nationally recognized brands who sell soft good products in the automotive, medical, and outdoor sports industries. Being this diversified has allowed us to give music consumers what they want: an ad-free and commercial-free subscription option while paying artists and labels the highest rates in the world for music streams and merchandise sales.
Now, what about some of the spaces that you do play in? I mean, obviously, some are going to be a little bit better than others. And what are some, sort of pros and cons about playing in a space?
Well, it definitely
Like, you don't have to I'm not saying put somebody on blast, but,
Yeah.
like in some places, I know that there are smaller places to actually physically stand in and play. And some places that are like, we don't care, turn it up to 11. And, there's
Each
like,
can have its charm.
Yeah.
It's nice sometimes to a rowdy, drunken crowd can be great, or it can be too rowdy and too drunken. I mean, it just sort of every night is different, just like every day of our lives is different. But yeah, some spaces lend themselves to be more conducive to listening and participating, and others don't. Sometimes the music is this weird afterthought where they put you in a corner, and you're right by the kitchen, and people are constantly walking by you and bumping your microphone as you sing.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
Stuff like that. It's harder to find your zen focus to play music when
right.
make your bubble. But other places, there's a lot of places in Cave Creek. Cave Creek seems to have more of that kind of culture of music. I find that people out there really appreciate it and go out of their way for it and like having live music around.
Yeah, I'll tell you, one of the best experiences that I ever had seeing live music was Crystal and I had went to Nashville, and there was a place there that you buy a ticket to get in. You have a minimum. You have to purchase X amount of dollars of whatever, but they seat you, and the stage is there. The show starts on time. When the show starts, it's quiet.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to talk. You're not allowed to have your cell phone out. They'll come by and tap you and ask you to put it away.
That's pretty cool.
And it was a really cool experience just because that everybody's there for the same reason.
Yeah.
It sort of creates this community that otherwise wouldn't have existed.
Yeah.
Everybody's there. Everybody knows that everybody's there to watch the music. And if you want to talk about it, you can take it outside after the show and chat with anybody that was just in that same community with you.
Yeah.
And I've always liked that sort of style.
Yeah, I've that was a new idea to me until somebody, a guy that I know from Flagstaff, Nolan McKelvey, was playing at or helped put together a place that was called the Listening Room.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a generic term, but I've seen a couple of those pop up. And it's different.
Yeah.
It's very different.
Yeah.
And as a performer, it's different. I've done one show like that, and I definitely enjoyed it, but it was I actually had a little bit of nerves before I played, and I don't generally get too nervous, but it was just so quiet, Yeah, I could hear a pin drop in the room, so it was nice, but it took me a minute to get used to.
Yeah. You better have your chops together to get into one of those rooms, and
yeah,
because everybody's there, everybody's paying
There's
attention.
no
this
hiding.
isn't the
there's no hide, there's no warming up.
There's no drunken rowdy crowd anywhere
Yeah.
to hide behind.
Yeah, a lot of times, the first couple tunes, I feel like I'm just warming up or whatever, and but yeah, when everyone's quiet and paying attention right away, you got to be warmed up.
Yeah. Well, that was one of the better experiences I had playing live music or seeing live music played.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed it. So you actually came in and played 2 songs for us today. What's the name of your second song?
Well, the first one's called Take It Back, and the second one is called Medicated.
Medicated. So we're going to have a look at that right now. This is Aaron Ricker playing Medicated live.
You are the anthem of my defeat. I cried your words so loud, naked in the streets. You were my safe place to hide, memories I won't recall. You were 1,000 beginnings, ending in 1,000 housing brick walls. Take it back, take it back. I don't need this anymore. My heart can't bear these strangers' clothes I wore. Take it back. You are the bottle by the side of my bed, keeping these fantasies real, only in my head. Faithfully empty, you would drink every drop I could spill. You were there inside of me, a void I could never feel. So here's my youth and my old age, my darkest truth, keys to my cage, the lies and myths, my clenching fists, a revolving door of always needing more. I want no more. I don't need you anymore. My heart can't bear these strangers' clothes I wore. Take it back.
Well, we're back. We just showed you guys Aaron Ricker's song "Medicated" that he came into the studio and performed for us. So welcome back. And you wanna maybe tell us a little bit about your song, or no, or is that just too much? I know sometimes asking musicians, it's like asking them to take their skin off. You know, like they don't. You know, we don't talk about that. I put it in the song, and that was that.
I was gonna say, yeah, you already did it in the song, so it's. I don't mind talking about it a little bit. The first one, Take It Back, was kind of about weeding out some bad behaviors on my part. It's also could be about a person, but you know, I had kind of a dark period where I was probably drinking too much and doing too many bad things, and the people that were around me were not really the best people. And we've all been there. So yeah, that song was kind of like reclaiming my power to make a different choice.
Taking agency back.
Yeah. Yep. Medicated I wrote when I had a bad injury that took me out for about a year or so, where I wasn't really able to do much. Had a couple surgeries and I was broke because I couldn't really work. So things weren't, no girlfriend, no job, nothing really going for me.
It was a country song.
Yeah, right.
Nashville tune right
still
there.
Still had my dog, though. I had my dog. So during that time, I guess that was kind of maybe even a similar theme in that taking your power, like it's kind of saying, I don't have much, but I got this.
Yeah. What I do, God, I like.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I can dig it.
Thanks.
Music, like any art form, can easily be taken for granted. Mozart was the first independent artist to ever be paid for a commissioned musical composition. That would have been sometime around 1785. Since that first transaction, music has been a form of artistry that rewards composers and writers for their talent. Today's young bands hold lofty ambitions of making a career out of music, but with an unlimited amount of free entertainment options, live show and concert attendance is flat, and there is an irreversible decline in the desire to buy music to own. Younger generations still want to listen to music, but have been conditioned to believe it should be free, forcing the question we're all thinking but are too scared to ask. What would happen if artists couldn't afford to create new music anymore? What would happen if the music just stopped. I'm Damon Evans, founder and CEO of Arena Music. Arena Music is the most innovatively disruptive business model the music industry has seen since Napster. It stands alone from other platforms that solely rely on subscription revenue by leveraging free music streaming to attract the listeners we convert to merchandise customers. Arena was formed by working backwards into the solution. We started by saying we want to pay artists a full penny per stream. Then we set about the task of figuring out just how that could be done. When you hear about an artist streaming 10 million tracks on Spotify, or that an album has been in the top 10 at Pandora for 2 weeks, it sounds like a really big deal, but you have to understand how paid subscription services work. From every monthly $10 subscription payment, the platform keeps $4 for overhead, leaving just $6 to be divided between all the tracks streamed by that user in a 30-day period. It's a little-known secret that the most commonly used streaming services are either financed by the major labels or in some way partnered with them. So all this really means is that the deck is beyond stacked against independent artists. It's easy to guess which tracks and titles will get the lion's share of that remaining $6. As a result, artists are struggling to manage the decision between growing their fan base by streaming their music or monetizing their content through some other means while limiting when and how their music is streamed. This is why we say music subscription services or where musicians go to die. This is clearly evident in the fact that not one single subscription platform in existence today, whether publicly traded or financed through multiple rounds of venture capital, has ever turned a profit. Subscription revenue alone simply cannot advance music creation. Arena Music is an on-demand merchandising storefront that leverages a free streaming service to help artists monetize their content in an industry where consumers no longer buy music to own. Arena Music is the first merchandising platform built on the concept of fair pay for artists and free play for listeners. By leveraging music as a loss leader, Arena is helping artists and labels redirect consumer attention to exclusive merchandise offerings. What makes Arena unique from all existing streaming platforms is its ability to monetize an ecosystem with outside industry revenues. Arena's merchandising service also manages the bulk merchandising needs for touring bands, as well as nationally recognized brands who sell soft good products in the automotive, medical, and outdoor sports industries. Being this diversified has allowed us to give music consumers what they want, an ad-free and commercial-free subscription option, while paying artists and labels the highest rates in the world for music streams and merchandise sales.
Good. I can't wait to hear more of your original stuff, man. I'm really excited for that.
Thanks.
I know you've been working on it, and I'm excited to hear it. And
I finally got a band that is more than just a group of guys that play live shows with me, where we have like we're
serious
friends
musical
and,
thoughts
and we
together.
And we actually are. Yes, we have some ambitions and goals that aren't just playing a gig on a Friday night, and it's really been nice to have that buy-in from other really good musicians.
Cool.
So that's kind of what I needed to get to the next level, because I do write and I play drums and guitar, but I don't want to go in and record. You know, I'm decent at a few things, but I don't really want to play every instrument. I like people collaborating and adding to, and the song changing to contain all those people's ideas sometimes.
Yeah.
So, or growing, I guess. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a cool thought. Kind of like the song is a balloon, and the more people that influences you have, it kind of fills up, and
Yeah.
then it's a balloon. Nobody wants an empty balloon.
Nobody does want an empty balloon. You're right.
I know what I'm getting
That's
you for
an
your birthday.
emo punk song there.
Right? Nobody's empty balloon. Well, do you have shows coming up? Anything you want to plug? You want to let everybody know where you're going to
Sure.
be, what they can expect to see?
Yeah, you can find me on Facebook under Aaron Ricker. I have a Reverb Nation page. I have an Aaron Ricker page that is being built right now, coming soon.
Under
and
construction?
It's under construction, like the rest of my life. But there's a full calendar of where I'm at on both the Facebook and the Reverb Nation page.
Yeah. I recommend definitely checking out Aaron Ricker. He's got, like you said, his Reverb Nation page and his Facebook is coming out, and he's gonna have all kinds of music coming out soon. We're gonna force him into the studio. We're gonna drag him kicking and screaming. So we're looking forward to seeing more of Aaron Ricker. Let him know that you like him. Go to his page, give him a like, share some of his videos, share his calendar, get people out there. Like we said in the top, the point of this is to rally the community around, some of our featured artists and see if we can't, kind of get everybody out. I mean, everybody's already going out. You might as well go out somewhere where there's music,
some live
right?
music, yeah, why not?
I mean, that's what I would say. That's what I do.
That's exactly every time I go out, that's what I'm looking for.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, Aaron, thanks for coming out, man.
Thanks for having me, man. I'm looking forward to recording with you as well.
Yeah, no, me too. Me too. And, we're looking forward to having you back. We might even give you a phone call and
Hey, all right.
do like some updates. Aaron, did you have more people at your show this week? Anybody that recognized you from this show? Well, let's go.
You're going to make me famous.
We're going to try to make everybody famous, right? We should all be famous.
I agree.
Well, that's it for now. Thanks for joining us here at the Secret Hideout Show. I'm your host, Justin Anderson. Next week, we'll have Sean is going to be back to host, so we're super happy about that. Sean got kind of sick, so we wanted to wish him well. And thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week.
See you guys.
I'm Aaron Ricker. We're Aaron Ricker and the Records. Welcome.
Just do what he please.